Just dropped my baby girl off at school. A teachable moment presented itself, and it was regarding music and the effects of music on a person's life. And a lot of people like to minimize the effect of music. They say, oh, it's just music, it's just a song, it's no big deal, it's not going to make that much of a difference. But it does. From my perspective, it makes a huge difference. And so, every genre of music has a particular audience, okay? And the conduct of that audience, the mindset of that audience, is contingent upon the message of the music. So if you have music that promotes a message of violence, denigration of women, drugs, aggression, things like that, then, when there are parties, when there are venues and concerts with that kind of music, then the conduct of the crowd, the environmental characteristics are going to reflect the message and the tone of the music. So in those environments, you'll have disrespect, you'll have propensity towards violence, you'll have aggression, you'll have heavy drug use, and so forth and so on. And so that leads to an array of environmental dangers based upon that genre of music. So if you allow your children to listen to that kind of music on a regular basis, and that's their main focus of music, then when they get older, they're going to want to go to those parties. And then when they go to those parties and those venues and those concerts, then they'll be at risk of dealing with those environmental dangers. So let's take old school R&B. All right. So old school R&B, that particular crowd is older, more settled, more mature. You don't have to worry about a fight or brawl breaking out. You don't have to worry about ducking gunshots or anything like that. You don't have to worry about, blatant and rude disrespect of women and females in that environment. So each genre comes with its own brand of conduct, its own environmental characteristics. And so, since my daughter was a baby, I've exposed her to an array of genres, from classical music to old school R&B, more updated R&B, maybe like Lauryn Hill, India Ari, jazz, hip-hop, fusion, instrumentals, alternative. You have some pop in there. I mean, it's all across the board, very diverse, even foreign music, And, I wanted to make her taste very diverse. So, talking to her about this particular topic, I made it clear to her that because her taste is so diverse, she can enjoy different venues with different people. So sometimes when I pick her friends up, and I'll play the music that we're used to, that she's used to listening to, and they'll tell her, they won't tell me, they won't say it to me, but they'll let her know, they wanted to listen to different music or real music, stuff that they're more used to, stuff that comes on the radio. Now my daughter and I, we don't indulge in mainstream radio. If we listen to radio, it's political, it's about tech news, financial news, but not the basic radio stations. So, because that music is trash. That music is largely trash. And so a lot of that is what her friends listen to. And so they can't appreciate the different forms of music that my daughter can appreciate because they weren't exposed to it. They just know the basic stuff with the basic message. And I was telling her that because she can enjoy various types of music, she can go to different venues and experience different cultures and make friends from different walks of life. And that will enable her to have a broader spectrum, a broader perspective, and get more enjoyment out of life instead of staying in a stereotypical box or having her tastes be one-dimensional. So I encourage parents, other parents, to expose your children to more and and really look at the long-term effects of music. Because my daughter's not into that disrespectful, violent music with, terrible message, I don't have to worry about her, trying to go to the first party that's blasting that music, or trying to go to these seedy, dangerous clubs that play that music. I've worked as a bodyguard and a bouncer in different clubs, and I've seen the climate and the environment of the clubs that play that low-grade, dangerous, disrespectful, volatile music. So it's not a trivial thing. It's not a trivial or minor effect on the people that listen to it. You have to worry. It's more dangerous. It's more dangerous for the patrons and for the security. So I'm happy that at this juncture I don't have to worry about my daughter, having a strong desire to run to those environments. Because if your child is prone to those environments, and that's the main type of music they're used to listening to, then they can also find their boyfriends and their girlfriends, their husbands and wives in these environments. And of course, that dictates the quality of the individual as well. So I'm glad that I don't have to worry about those particular dangers, her being disrespected, or, somebody starting an altercation with her, at those environments. So like I said, I encourage you parents to take a closer look at the effects of the music you allow your children to listen to. You might be old enough and mature enough to just listen to it as a song and keep moving, not let the message affect you in any way. But our kids are not mature enough to see those nuances and those details. So keep that in mind. And if you're the kind of parent who is trapped in that stereotypical box, that one-dimensional box, then take yourself out of that box. Whether you have kids or not, take yourself out of that box. So when you do have children, you can give them a more diverse perspective on music,